My first car rental made me $2,000 in 30 days, and here's how. Now, for you guys who are newer to this channel, my name is Sebi. Just got back from the gym, as you can tell. Got like a raggedy shirt on, hair is tied up, but that's besides the point. I told you guys I wanted to be more consistent on here and give you guys value. Based on my other videos, some of you guys have been telling me you guys have been going crazy with the rentals off of those YouTube videos alone. So I said, you know what? I want to provide more value. And being in this industry for years, I understand the ins and outs. So I want to actually show you guys how my first car rental actually made me $2,000 in 30 days. So first and foremost, how I actually got the car. So my first vehicle, I went ahead and financed. Now, I was doing it nilly-willy. I'll be honest. I had gave some guy some money to kind of walk me through it, and he didn't really know what he was doing. So I went ahead and financed the car. It was a Honda Accord. And I just wanted to get started. I didn't have the best credit, but I didn't have any money. So I said, you know what, let me just get started. So I got that car and I started pushing it. I said, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk. I don't know how I'm gonna pay the note. I'm gonna figure it out. I started renting that car out. I put no money down. If you know, you know, right? We don't put money down in these cars, guys, all right? Because we're gonna be turning these cars into assets. So I put no money down. I got the Honda, started renting that car out immediately. Now, I have my contracts in place. I got the trackers, I got the kill switch, had all that good stuff in there, and I started getting busy. Okay, so you guys got to understand, first thing is getting the right car. You need to understand your market, know your market. Don't just get a car because you think it's cool, or because you think it might do well. Get a car because you know for sure that it'll actually make you money. So almost every market, economy cars will do well. It doesn't matter what city, what state, what town you're in. Economy cars are like the foundation of just the automotive industry in general. You get what I mean? So I'm talking Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans. I'm not a big fan of Nissans due to transmissions, but those kind of cars, Chevys, you know, they're wanted everywhere. There's a huge demand for them. But now, how to find out what cars do well in your market is just simply look at other rental companies and see what kind of cars they're renting out. You don't got to reinvent the wheel, just see what works and do it. So what if you're like, oh, but yo, Sebi, there's no rental companies near me, like I'm in a small town, small city? Then great, you can experiment now. You can see, look at the closest biggest city next to you. I don't care if they're 10 miles away or 100 miles away. I don't care. Look at their business, look at their cars and see, okay, what are they doing and what kind of cars they got, because then I might need to base my cars off of that as well. So getting the right car is the most important thing. When you're getting your first car for your rental fleet, make sure you do the research on it, okay? Because you need to be able to understand how much you're going to rent out that car for, and how much you should be making monthly, yearly on that car before you even get it. You need to know the numbers, right? You need to know the numbers and know the facts before you even get into the business. So if you're getting a car, don't get a car and then after you got it, you're thinking, how much should I rent this car out for? No, not the way. So we want to price our cars accordingly, all right? So in order for you to actually be able to make money in this rental business, you need to be realistic for the customers, but also leave some money for you too. Like, don't just be too cheap to where you're attracting anybody and everybody, but you want to have solid pricing, right? So you can always use AI. AI nowadays can scratch up everything on the internet and find what prices work for what your vehicle and whatever market you're in. But another great indicator is you could leverage Turo to kind of see what kind of cars they got on there, and you can see how many bookings they got. Now here's the hack when you're using Turo, right? Turo's market is very diluted. I mean, the pricing is not very well. So like, you can have a Corvette up there and people are renting it out for 150 a day, which to me is kind of insane, right? Because privately we rent this car out from anywhere from $400 to $500 a day. So the thing with Turo, you just want to see what cars are performing well, okay? Now when it comes to pricing, you want to look at other private rental companies in your area and see how they're pricing their cars as well. So now it gives you an idea, because you don't want to get into the business and then you get a Toyota Camry and you're trying to rent it out for $1,000 a week and then you're confused as to why you're not getting any bookings. It's because your pricing isn't right. So get a very good understanding on your pricing and make sure that you execute immediately. That's what's going to determine from you being booked or from you just having cars sitting outside in your lot. Pricing plays a big role. Now, to keep these cars booked, you definitely want to offer discounts. Now, how I made $2,000 in 30 days for my first car rental was I offer discounts. So when somebody takes a car longer, they're able to get more and more of the price knocked down. So let's say you rent out a car for $100 a day. So $100 a day for a week, that's $700 for the week. But if somebody comes up to me and say, hey, I want to rent that car for a week straight, I'm not going to charge them $100 a day. Instead, because you're taking it for a longer duration, which is better for us, right? More income, I'm going to discount it, right? Whether that's 10%, whether it's 20%, right? So instead of like $700 a week, I say, hey, you can take it for $600, right? You can take it for maybe $550. You get what I'm saying? Because now they're taking it for a longer time, and I want them to, because that keeps the car booked. You need the volume, right? You need to keep these cars booked. And long-term renters are way better than having 1 to 2 day renters, right? It's known and it's proven that 1 to 2 day bookings have the most risk. All right, so you want these cars out for, especially economy cars, weeklies minimum if you can. If you might do a 3 day, you might do a 5 day, but try to aim for those weekly bookings minimum, because it keeps your car out and it keeps the volume pushing, and it allows you now to have more room to focus on the business and scale as well. Now, when it comes to the more exotic cars and luxury cars, yes, the dailies are common. People are taking these cars for an event, for a trip, or whatever the case is. So you might get a 1 day rental, 2 day rental on those. That's how it typically is. Yes, you can still attract those weekly, monthly clients with those cars, but it's just more common to get those few days at a time type of rentals with the more higher tier vehicles. But offering discounts for long term is going to help you get more bookings, because when I rented out my first car, I offered the discounts, right? Without the discounts, it was going to be paying about like close to $3,000 a month. But I said, hey, look, you can get the car for way less than that if you take it long term. And that's how I was able to make $2,000 in 30 days with the car. So the car rental business is very lucrative, okay? Once you have a system set, once you understand insurance, you understand how to file claims, you have the right contracts, you have the trackers, you have the kill switches, you know how to market and run ads. Very important, because you don't want to have cars and have no customers. So once you understand that, and you got the website, you got all that good stuff going, you're gonna make money, okay? People are in need of rental cars each and every single day. We're never going back to horses again. People are going to need means of transportation. All right, so the business is there. Don't let nobody tell you, hey, the business is saturated. You might see a lot of it on Instagram and stuff like that, but guess what, guys? Most people that's in any business, they don't last. If you're in a business just because it looks cool, it might not be for you. You might want to actually click off this video now. I'm being serious. If you're not looking the 3 to 5 to 10 year plan, then it may not be for you. You get what I mean? So don't just look at a business and say, hey, I just want to hop on it just cause. No, hop on it because it's something that you actually want to do. You might actually enjoy cars, or you might just enjoy business. You might not give 2 craps about cars. You might just like the business model itself. So whatever the case may be for you, just understand that this business model definitely works. And do the market research before you get the car, before you even start, because you want to make sure that when you get a vehicle, it's going to perform the way you need it to perform in your city. Very, very important, okay? So imagine you're making $2K a month off economy cars. Just picture what you could be making with 5 of them, 10 of them, or even you step it up a notch. You get luxury cars or sport cars. Now you're doing $6K a month, $8K a month per car. It gets up there. You get what I'm saying? So once you understand the concept of the business, that's when you start scaling. For a lot of people, you start making good money, and we start getting a little over our head. I've seen it. You don't want to scale too much. You want to make sure, okay, I have systems. If something happens to my car, I'm protected. I know how to file claims. I know how to vet these customers, so the customers that are getting in my car, they're not going to cause headaches. You understand these stuff so you can sleep at night. You don't want to rent out a car and then you're checking the tracker every 30 minutes because you're afraid, right? Like, you don't want that. You want to be able to go to sleep. You want to be able to get a car, go to bed, and chill. You get what I mean? Rent your cars and do your thing. So have the procedures. But yeah, guys, that's how I did $2,000 in 30 days off of one car. This video is probably not going to have fancy edits. It's, as you can see, it's pretty raw. I'm not the biggest, I don't know, I just don't get into all that. I like to just give it to you guys how it is, just genuine, just me, just value. So I'm just giving you guys what's helped me, and I'm just passing that down to you guys so that hopefully this information can help you. I've had students make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month off car rentals, and it didn't take them long to do it at all, you know. So like I said, it's a very lucrative market. You just need to make sure that you have the right protection and you're not just trying to make a quick buck, because you could make a quick buck, but you chase the fast money. I mean, I think we all know how that goes, right? You want to be in it for the longevity. So with that being said, if you guys want to learn more about car rentals, I will have some more information in the description below. You guys can always feel free to hit me up. I have a free community on Telegram you guys can join, and you can learn a lot about the rental business. All right, so I'll be posting some more content for you guys, giving you guys a game. But if you have any questions, you guys can always just shoot a comment down below, and I help you guys out. With that being said, peace.